All right, hello everybody. KV Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you on this Monday evening. After a pretty chilly start this morning, it has been just fantastic this afternoon. Little return to winter over the weekend, especially on Sunday. I was out at the Cap 10K with Quita. We were emceeing the event. It was a ton of fun, but just standing out there on the Congress Bridge with the wind and the cold air, definitely a little wintry out there, but we're going in the opposite direction. You know, this time of the year, any sort of cool down is not going to last long. We have just one more chilly night in the forecast. That is tonight into tomorrow morning, and then it's kind of back to our regularly scheduled programming. The downside, though, I don't really have any storm chance at all in my forecast, at least over the next 7 days, which is not what we like to see. All right, so let's get into it. Here were the low temperatures this morning. It was not a freeze for most, and we didn't expect it to be, but some did hit the freezing mark. Taylor went down to 32 degrees. You can see in town for Austin, the numbers were a little bit warmer, 39 in town for Mabry and out at the airport. Llano was the coldest pocket, went down to 30. Fredericksburg went down to 33 this morning. This afternoon, though, warmed things up nicely. Still, these numbers are, 8 degrees cooler than average for this time of the year. Normal 79, but I still think this felt really nice, especially after how chilly and windy we were back on Sunday. So today was about a 10-degree swing upwards. We're going to go another 10 degrees up tomorrow, and then by the time we get to the middle of this week, we're going to be up upper 80s, close to 90 again. As far as this time of the year is concerned, this is about as good as our allergy count could possibly look. It's been, I was talking with Tony Plahetsky about this earlier. Cedar season was actually, we had some high days, obviously, but cedar season kind of was pretty smooth this year. We didn't have any massive cedar spikes like what we typically had. We definitely had that last year, but oak season has come in pretty rough for a lot of people. So oak is medium today. Take it. Grass is medium, ash is medium, cedar is low, and mold is medium. Tomorrow the wind is still pretty light. Obviously the wind speeds dictate this, pollen situation pretty heavily. As we get into Wednesday, south wind returns. That's likely going to ramp up our oak issues again. And as humidity increases, mold's obviously going to go up as well. All right, here's a live view. This is our downtown tower cam pointed out towards Lake Austin and the Pennybacker Bridge. I was thinking today would be a fantastic day for a little golf out at Austin Country Club. Yeah, let me know if anybody wants to invite me. I've played at Austin Country Club one time. I'm not a member, obviously, but for the media day for Dell Match Play back when that was in Austin. And I remember teeing off on this hole. I put 2 balls in the water there. I'm not a good golfer. Anyways, that was my quick personal story tonight. Current temperatures, real comfortable, 68 for Mabry, 69 at the airport. We'll turn a little chilly later on this evening, and then again, overnight tonight, we'll drop down into the 40s and 30s again. So this is going to be our last of the chilly nights for a while. And as I say a while, look, it's kind of the last gasp of winter here. I'm sure we'll have, some cool mornings, but I don't know that we'll have any more 30s for the Austin area as we quickly head towards the summer. 70 Bastrop right now, Lockhart 70, Luling is 70, St. Marcus also 70, 60s across the hill country. It's a little breezy today, still north wind, so that's obviously a cool wind direction. Tomorrow, really this starts tonight, we start to switch back around. We'll go back to a light south wind tomorrow, and then it's a breezy south wind as we get into the day on Wednesday. Now, it's been an active pattern. I don't know, if you're watching this, you're probably pretty into the weather. It's been very active past several days, really the past week or so. Lots of big severe weather threats, but you can see now things are as quiet as possible across the Lone Star State. Some departing clouds and rain over parts of the southeast, so that's kind of what's left of that stormy pattern moving away. But back behind us to the west, the coast is completely clear for the next week or so. Again, that's I'm happy if you have outdoor plans and stuff, it's not going to interfere, but that's not really good news for us. We know how badly we need the rain. We obviously don't want, severe issues or big hailstorms, but we really need the rain in these spring months, especially as we get into May. These are not the months where we want to strike out on rainfall. We depend on these months to get a lot of our rain heading into the summer, so hopefully at some point we'll be able to get some, but not happening in this 7-day forecast. Tonight, chilly. Keep the light jackets around for at least one more night. All right, 40 degrees in LaGrange, 40 in Smithville and Bastrop overnight. For Austin, we'll drop down to about 42. So in the metro, I think we're about 2 to 3 degrees warmer than what we had this morning. And it's actually going to be even warmer than that as far as the departure across the hill country, I think. Again, as we switch to the south wind, not quite as conducive for really cold temperatures. 41 in Kingsland, 38 in Llano, Mason down to 39. Not expecting a freeze even across the hill country tonight. Tomorrow, a little cool to start. Then as we go into the afternoon, Sunny and obviously warmer than today, as we talked about, upper 70s, low 80s. That's generally what we have in the forecast. So across the coastal plains tomorrow, I've got 79 in Bastrop and LaGrange and Schulenburg, Giddings, upper 70s. Warmest numbers will be in the northern hill country tomorrow. Burnett 81, Llano 83, Mason I have 83 in the forecast for you as well. Closer look at the metro, obviously a little cooler as you get into the northern portions of Wilco, 79 in Taylor and Pflugerville and Round Rock. Meanwhile, Kyle down at 81, Wimberley 81 degrees in the forecast for you as well. Now look, generally it's a warming trend. We'll just say that. There's a few little subtle changes though. We go up to 86 Wednesday, Thursday 89, and then late Thursday a very weak cold front comes in. It will be good for all of a 4-degree temperature drop. So bundle up Friday. Yeah, 85 on Friday, Saturday 86. You can see average for this time of the year 79. So obviously this is a huge warming trend compared to this weekend, but these numbers are even going above average for this time of the year. Now, as far as the humidity forecast is concerned, it's really dry air that we have in place right now. So cooler, drier air came in behind that front. Still in good shape through Wednesday. Thursday will jump up a little bit, but as I mentioned, a little bit more of a dip late week as that front comes in, and then we'll start to rebound a little bit as we go into the beginning part of next week. And hopefully at some point next week that can start to translate to some rain chances. But look at this, 5-day rain coverage. I didn't forget to turn the data on. It's just nothing. I mean, we're just completely quiet, a super calm, quiet weather pattern all across the state of Texas for the next 5 days. So 7-day rainfall is literally showing nothing, not just here at Austin, but what is that, like a tiny speck of green there? I mean, there's going to be very little rain. Now, other portions of the state, look, parts of the Panhandle had a big snowstorm over the weekend. Dallas, North Texas, even parts of Southeast Texas have been super active. So everyone else in the state is probably ready for a little bit of a break here, but in the middle and central Texas, we're looking at our drought situation and saying, hey, we still need some rain, and we're not going to have that over the next 7 days. So tonight, mostly clear, still chilly. Our last chilly night for quite some time probably. We'll drop down to 42. Then tomorrow, a sunny sky, about a 10-degree warm up. High temperature is going to be about 80 degrees for your Tuesday. On our 7-day forecast, again, look, few little fluctuations in temperature, but otherwise not a whole lot to say about that. It's looking calm. It's looking nice. It's looking pretty spring-like. 80 degrees tomorrow after the cool start. You can see how much warmer the morning's going to be. Will be at 52 for Wednesday morning, 86 Wednesday afternoon. Thursday we're at 89 degrees. A little drop into the mid-80s for Friday into Saturday. Then we rebound. We are in the upper 80s and then hitting 90 heading into early next week. All right, so that's going to do it. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. I mean, how could you not? Look how nice it is outside. This is our tower cam again. Here's our Zach Theater camera, just fantastic out there. So enjoy your Monday. Next update from me will be KVUE News at 10 o'clock, which is in about 3 hours. And Grace Thornton will have you covered with Daybreak starting tomorrow morning at 4:30.